Thanks for coming and watching the replay of my little demonstration on the Wheel of Life. I'm Alicia and I'm from That Budget Stuff. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit so you can see what I've got there. So I just wanted to show you, here we go, that's a bit better. Just wanted to show you quickly a demonstration of how we use the Wheel of Life and how we use it to work out what we want to achieve as a family, what values we have, and what we're, what's important to us, and how we want to feel like we're successful and we're getting what we want in terms of all of our family values. So I thought I'd just do a quick demonstration, and it is pretty quick, so usually it takes us a bit longer than this, of course. So it's really simple. It's as easy as just drawing your circle in terms of a diagram, and hopefully you can see this okay. You just then cut up your circle into 8 different components, and look, I think what you can do is you can essentially do as many as you like. If you've got more aspects of your life that you want to focus on, or things that are important to you, or less as well. I think sometimes it's a bit tricky to have lots of different things happening in your life that you want to focus on and get those goal settings. So we find that this 8 is good for us, and some of those areas will focus a bit and dig down a bit more, and others not so much. So the areas that we go into and we include, and these are fairly common, but fairly common, but other people kind of use different aspects. But the first one for us is financial. The second one I'm going to put there is relationships. So we usually focus on that just for ourselves, but if something's happening in our life with our children, or if we feel that there's some other kinds of things that we want to focus on as a family and family relationships, we'll build that in there. The next one is home, and we essentially do that more about the physical components of our home, so whether it's the building, or whether we want to move house, or if it's our garden, or those kinds of things. The next one is career. The next one after that is travel, which is a little bit limited at the moment, with our pandemic. Health, we also think about health from both physical health, mental health as well, and we really try and, depending on what it is that's happening in our lives, we'll bring that into the health aspect. What else have I got? Family and friends. Once again, I know some people do it that they'll separate family out from friendships and social. And our last one is, what have I missed? Spirituality. And of course that means different things for different people, and even in our house we have different aspects of that we might pull into spirituality. So the next part is, each of us rate those areas individually, depending, and we do that without really not doing that in conjunction with the, I don't do that in conjunction with my husband, he doesn't do it with me, just so that we're not feeling, how sometimes you can kind of go along with what somebody else is feeling, because the important part of it is really everyone contributing, and you kind of getting a feel for how your partner is in terms of, or even if it's yourself or your family. The other part of it too is we don't always we never bring our kids into this component of it, but we will afterwards share with them and get their input, and particularly into that goal setting, and particularly those areas that really involve them. So if you think about the middle part is 0, I'll just pop that there, and the outside part is 10, then the idea is that, based on that, you'll go round and you'll work out where you feel you are, or your family are, in terms of each of those components. So I might say financial, I'm going to say, look, things in terms of COVID is really not so good, so I'm going to say 4 for that. I'm going to say relationships, I'm going to put that up at 9. At home, I'm thinking that we've got lots of things that we should be doing at home, and we really haven't been concentrating on home at all, so I'm going to put that as a 6. I'm saying career for myself, I'm going to put that as a 9. Travel, look, I really like travelling, and particularly we're missing, sadly, missing travelling to the eastern states, and we're certainly missing an opportunity to travel overseas, so I'm going to put that at about a 6. Health, I'm going to say my health is up there at a 9. Family and friends, we'll say that's a 8. And spirituality, I'm going to say that's a 7. So then, okay, I think it's reconnecting. Sorry about that. Hello everybody. And then the next part is, so my husband, he might put financial, he thinks that's about a 9. He might think relationships is 10. He might go home, he's feeling that, yep, about a 7. He agrees, he's the same with his career at 9. Travel, he likes travelling down south a fair bit. I just don't know whether my connection's working there. So he might say that's a 7. Health, he might put that at 8.5. He's got an injury at the moment. And family and friends, he might say yes, he agrees, he's also doing an 8. And spirituality, he might put that as a 6. So the idea is then that he joins up all his colours, so you can clearly see what his thoughts are on where we're at with all these components. And then hopefully you can see that, I will go around and join up mine. And the idea is being that both individually and as a couple or a family, you can see areas that there might be gaps. So for example, there's a gap here for us financially. He's thinking something different to me. A lot of the other areas are probably similar, although he's got some areas where he's thinking things are a bit better than I am. And then we'll start working on it. We'll go, okay, financially, what do we think in terms of where do we want to be? What is it that's not working so well for us? What are some of the areas that we can work on? And we start talking about them. We do a bit of a brainstorming. That's probably another kind of little video in itself. And then we work around where we want to be. And like, for example, if his was down at 5 for career, that might be something that he'd have some goal setting just for him. Whereas with it being at home, we might say, okay, look, we've got lots of maintenance to do at home. Our garden's been left, not being concentrated on for a really long time. What can we do from that perspective? So that's how we essentially do that. And then we transform that. I'll just grab these. We really do this on an annual level, and then we might go back and look at it depending on if things have changed a lot throughout the year. Do it more on a quarterly basis or 6 month, and then we'll go and then set up our goals from there, and then monitor those. And we really try and set those up as SMART goals, so we know that they're realistic, we know that they're attainable, and we know they're specific, so we can measure how well we've done with that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, and I've wrapped it up. Thank you for watching the video, and if you've got any comments or questions, I'll be really happy to respond to those. I know it's probably a bit fast, but that's kind of it in the short version, and we're now off out. Thank you.